gotta do nothing crazy. See, all I want you to do is be my love.
Hey y'all, it's your girl D, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm about to do a little get ready with me / story time. So we're just gonna get right into it, okay? So we're about to continue part 3 of the time I dated a narcissist. Okay, so before I start, I just want to thank you guys for all of the nice, sweet comments that you guys have been leaving me about the situation. I really appreciate that. It was a little, I wasn't like expecting that, but I appreciate it because the situation was definitely something that took a lot out of me. And I don't want to say I'm scarred or anything, but like I definitely that situation was just OD. Okay, so so I think I left off when I was talking about like when I was like really down in the dumps, and X just did not care at all about it and was just like calling me dramatic and telling me like both of us can be depressed or whatever was said to me. But so for this video I'm gonna talk about like the many things that should have been red flags to me, but I mean they were in a way, but like it wasn't enough for me to say like, D, you deserve better, like you really need to go. But so this video is kind of gonna be like multiple little things that led to the really big blowout, but I'm probably not gonna get into the big blowout in this video because it was just a lot. But so like I mentioned before, like X kind of was like not really there for me emotionally or whatever, and X would just have an issue with just about anything possible. And by that I mean like if I asked for a kiss, sometimes X would get mad and be like, yo, why are you always trying to get a kiss, da da da, like you're dragging it. And I'm like, do you want me to kiss somebody else? Because I promise you I shall. Like, because stop being weird. Like, it was that kind of like weird stuff that made me just wonder, like, do you even like me? Like, actually, like, do you like me? Because the stuff that you say is just kind of like borderline, just like, it's not even borderline, like, it's weird. And X used to just like gaslight me so much. Like I would be like, you know, like what you said really hurt my feelings, like I don't like what you said to me. Because all right, so I'll give you an example. So X gave me a yeast infection right before Valentine's Day. So I had went to, it was like a party that we had on campus or whatever, and me and my friends got drunk, and we were like mixing light and dark liquor or whatever. And this was kind of like my first time like really doing that. So I like, and the thing about me is like I don't turn down shots for nothing. So I was just taking shots back to back, like just chilling or whatever. It was like no big deal to me. I'm like, oh, so slick. X came to the room and was like, yo, like why y'all letting her drink like this, da 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 da. And when I get drunk, I be getting a little, a little handsy, a little frisky, whatever. So before I went to the party, like we was just chilling because we was all waiting on everybody to get to the room so we could go to the party together, whatever. So X I came, left, went back to ours room, and they were in there playing the game. So at one point, like I'm texting X, and like I'm feeling some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? So I'm getting a little like, like saying a little You know what I'm saying? So I go to the room. So X like, all right, come to the room. So I come to the room. They still in there playing the game. So at this point, like, I'm aggy. So I'm doing like OD, like I'm dragging it, because I'm telling you, I be on that stuff when I'm drunk. So I'm like kind of like, all right, like I came all the way down here. Like I feel like it's mad far. Like come on, like let's get to the dude. You feel me? Like, you know, we all know why we here. You feel me? So my friends come because they think that this whole time, like, I'm getting the business, and I'm not getting no business at all. I'm barely getting attention right now. And they come in there, they like, we came for D. And then they like, wait, hold up. You're not even like, nothing even going on down here. And I'm like, yeah. And then they like, come on then, like, we out. So I'm like, bet. So I leave. So then at one point, X called me back down the hall, and then we end up, you know. So that happened. I went to the party. Boom. Night's over. Lit. Then me and X have relations, like I want to say the next day or the day after that. And then I was burning after, you know, that. And I couldn't get an appointment to the clinic for like 2-3 days. And I was just like down, terrible. Like I was just really in distress, and I had never had a yeast infection before, so I didn't really know what to expect or what it was. And I was like kind of scared because I'm like, yo, it burns. Like I know, like, you know, a little something about like contracting, and I immediately was like, if X gave me something, it's clips. I swear, bro, it's clips. So boom, appointment happens the day of Valentine's Day is finally when I can get an appointment. So I go, boom, I found out it's yeast infection. The doctor at the clinic is telling me that you, like, not to have sex or anything because, like, I have to wait a few days to get my test back to figure out if I have, like, chlamydia, gonorrhea, all that stuff. But it was yeast infection, but she was trying to make sure that it wasn't something else because of, you know, the burning or whatever. But it turned out it was just yeast infection. Like, I was straight. But I had to tell X because I'm like I can't, like, so we were supposed to have plans. We were supposed to go out. I was supposed to sleep over, like, it was supposed to be like a little romantic or whatever. And this was my first Valentine's Day that I was in a relationship, so this was kind of like a little special something to me, right? So I tell X like we can't do anything because the doctor told me not to at the clinic. And then X was, I hope you know this changes everything, right? And I'm like, what do you mean, like, it changes everything? And X is like, you're not sleeping over. And I'm like, what do you mean? X like, I'm like, I'm not sleeping over. Like, what are you doing? You're not coming to pick me up? Like, you're not coming, we're not spending Valentine's, like, we're not spending the night together anymore? Like, we're not going out anymore? And X is like, I'm not coming all the way down there just so you coming to pick you up from campus just so you cannot do nothing. And I'm like, well, I'm like taken back because I'm like, no way, you just said that to me. So I start spazzing because I'm like, A, you gave it to me. Like, or what? And B, Valentine's Day is not just about sex. Like, what is good with you? And X is like, I don't care. Like, I'm gonna try to find the screenshots because I was like, how do you think that makes me feel, bro? Like, what are you talking about? And X is like, anyways, what are you doing? I'm like, what am I doing? What? So X comes, picks me up, and anyway, so X like comes and was like, I'll be on campus in like an hour or whatever. And then we still ended up going out. I still ended up sleeping over, even though X made it seem like I wasn't. But X had came to my room, and like I was getting dressed, and X was like, where's your bag? And I'm like, you said that I wasn't sleeping over, so why would I pack a bag? And X is like, you are. Like, stop being dramatic. So pack your bag so you can go. So I'm like, stop being dramatic. Like, I take your words at face value and I'm dramatic. So I guess, whatever, bro. So we go out and we go out to Applebee's. or whatever, and because I wanted ribs, which is my favorite food. So X doesn't even have flowers, a card, anything like that for me. So I'm kind of like looking around the car like, what am I here for? This is the most unromantic Valentine's Day ever. Like, the most thing you're doing is carrying my daggone backpack so you can put in your car. Like, I don't really know what's going on here. And then so halfway through the night, like, we're just driving by all these people, like, literally selling flowers on the side of the road. Like, it was really literally people selling flowers on the side of the road. We're driving by all these people. So I'm like, babe, why did you not give me flowers or anything? Like, is it not Valentine's Day? Like, I don't understand. So then X was like, oh, like, I just didn't pick him up yet or something like that. And then we stopped at like some random plaza, and then X just disappears and then comes back with these random pink flowers, and I'm like, and then comes in and it gives me a kiss or whatever, making it seem like, oh, like that was the plan the whole time. And I'm like, thanks. So I'm like, and then they're like, X is like, oh, I love you, da da da. I'm like, cool, I love you too. So then we get back to X's house or whatever. X's parents aren't there or whatever. So it's just us and the dogs. And if you know me, I'm like beyond scared of dogs. So it was, and X has two. So I'm like, cute. So I'm here with these big dogs that hate me. Beautiful. Well, the smaller one, Tyson, didn't hate me, but that's not the point. So we're like in the basement, whatever. So I think I went to the bathroom and I came back and X was on the phone texting, and I saw the phone, like the phone ring, and then X hurry up and denied the call. But I didn't think anything of it because, like I mentioned in my other video, like I didn't go through X's phone like ever. Like that wasn't really like my forte, and it's just not the kind of girlfriend I am. I feel like if I have to go through your phone, then we don't need to be together. You know what I'm saying? Because that just shows that I don't trust you, and I'm not going to be in a relationship where I feel like I can't trust my partner, you know? So boom, that happens. And then X texts the person saying, because the person's like, why didn't you answer my call? And then X is like, because I'm like literally over X's shoulder at this point, because like we're not doing anything. X is just like texting on the couch. So I'm just kind of like unentertained by any means. Like X just does not even care that I'm there. So I'm kind of like, why am I here for real? So then X says to the person like, I already told you that she was here, so why did you call me? Like, you know why I didn't pick up, because she's here. So I'm like, who is that? Like at this point I'm like, who is that? Girl, who's that? And X is like, oh, it's nothing, da da da. So I'm like not arguing with you on Valentine's Day. So X still, like I told you guys in the very beginning, the doctor told me not to have sex, right? So X is still trying to like pressure me to have sex, and I'm like, if I have something, I got it from you, A, and B, I'm not trying to just be passing around disease after the doctor literally told me not to have sex tonight. Like, no, I don't want to have sex. So then X is like, you know, making it a big deal and just trying to make me feel bad, yada yada. So I ended up like just giving X head so they would shut up. And that didn't really work because after that, X was still trying to do the business, and I'm like, like, I'm mad now, like, and then, like, I'm literally, like, going through it, like, the yeast of, like, I got sick from the yeast infection pill, so I'm, like, literally, like, no, bro, like, I do not want to do anything, like, I just want to sit here. You don't even have a TV in your room. Like, you made me bring my laptop so we can watch Netflix. Like, what? Like, you don't even have anything in here. Like, I don't understand. Why did you bring me here? We can't even do anything. Like, and And at one point while I was over there, like, ex just like went downstairs for like 3 hours and just left me in the room. It was like, yeah, I need a space to myself. And I'm like, why? Like, talking about, yeah, I just didn't want to be around you or whatever. Like, I just need some time for myself. And I'm like, why did you, like, you didn't have to even bring me over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have just left me at campus. You did not have to come get me. If this is what you were gonna do, you could have left me where I was at and I could have had a great time by myself. You feel me? So ex just, you know, still ended up like just trying to make me feel bad about it. And then I want to say maybe 2-3 days, like a day later or whatever, I ended up I got like the doctor told me that I could have sex if I used like protection or whatever. So I told ex that, and they like jumped at the opportunity, obviously. And then while we were, you know, doing the do, ex like took it off without my permission, and then something happened. So I'm like, I was pissed because I specifically told you not to do that, and what's like no boundaries. Like, I just don't understand. Like, and then ex was like, oh, I told you I don't like to wear those, da-da-da. I'm like, yo, it doesn't matter. Like, you're the reason why we're here, bro. Like, everything always has to be about you, which is why I said, like, I was like bleeding after that because ex like actually hurt me. And that was one of the few times where I was kind of like, I don't want to say I was, bro. I'm just putting on lip gloss, y'all. I can't do this. Like, it was just kind of like I was afraid for like my well-being a little bit, because I'm like, you don't care at all that I'm telling you no. And I didn't really like that because it made me feel like I was an object and just disposable. And that was one of the many times that I would like to say that I was taken advantage of, because I literally told you no, and I told you what I wanted, and you waited until I couldn't say no for you to do it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's stuff like that that just made me feel like it's clips. You should break up. But did I? No, because guys, I really stayed even longer after this. Like months longer, like almost, yeah, months and months longer. So yes, so that's part 3 of like when I dated a narcissist. So the next part is gonna be kind of like leading up to the big bang, where I found out that ex was like real life cheating on me and on dating apps and being disrespectful behind my back, and how that played out. It didn't play out well at all. So I just want to thank you guys for watching and tuning in. Make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. I will be coming out with another episode of Becoming a Boss soon. I'm just getting together the materials that I want to share with y'all. So thank you guys for watching. See you.